Would you like to earn more money in the year 2022? Well, if you do, good news for you, because I have 5 simple ways coming up. Stick around, don't go anywhere. I'm gonna have a quick sip of my coffee and we're gonna get straight into it. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So as I said before, I'm going to share with you 5 ways which you can dramatically increase your income in 2022. And the aim of this video is to have a very sort of open conversation about the simple methods in which I will share with you which you can apply, and they are 100% achievable for all of us. I don't want to overcomplicate things, and I'm certainly not going to sit here telling you how to build a big 6-figure business, loads of employees, office space, loads of equipment, or buying the next new product that's on Alibaba and you're going to make millions. That's not what this is about. It's just trying to keep it very realistic. As a result, I do hope you listen, take some notes and go on to apply what I share in this video and hopefully increase your income in the year 2022. So let's start by addressing the obvious. There are many videos on YouTube explaining how to make more money and increase your income. But one thing I've found that they all have in common is they're quite complicated, and some of the methods can be really complex, especially if you have no knowledge in that area that perhaps has sparked an interest with you. Such as trading Forex. That takes time to learn that, and you're certainly not going to earn profit from day one. I know successful Forex traders, it's taken them years. So just remember that it's not an overnight thing. Even from opening up an online shop on Shopify and starting to, find the right product, what to sell, that takes time. You need to know the right product, how to market it, how to sell, and so forth. So these things don't happen overnight, and they can be very complex. What I want to do is share these 5 methods, and even if you use only 1, 2, or 3 of them, I promise you that they're very, very simple. And if you stick with them over the long term, as a result, you could increase your income. There are some videos that also refer to your full-time employment where they teach you how to negotiate or, try and get an increase in your salary. That's okay, but for most places that I certainly know of and people who are in full-time employment, that wouldn't work. It's a case of, this is your salary, take it or leave it. There's not many places now, especially big corporate places, that will actually sit down with you and negotiate your salary. It doesn't really work like that. So let's have a look at these 5 ways, break them down, and hopefully you can go on to use some of them. So now let's take a look at the 5 ways which you can dramatically increase your income. And I can tell you now, I still use all 5 methods to this very day because I'm consistent with them and I see the benefits over the long term, and I hope you will too, so do note these down. Now, number 1 is the most important to me, and that is my network. Now, you may have heard me say it before in other videos. If you haven't, go check some of them out. Is the importance of growing a power team. Now, a power team, the old school wording or mentality of that is you might think employees, you might need to build a team that you actually pay for. That is not the case in today's day and age. A network is your power team. It may have mentors in it, it may have business owners, it may have all these people that you can tap into. Now, my network, I'm blessed to have a very strong network. Therefore, new doors and opportunities are presented because I have such a broad range of people that I rub shoulders with. And if you are able to go out there, put yourself out there and network with people who are successful businessmen and women, people who are in different industries, who can offer different opportunities, whether that's through partnership, new employment, joint ventures, whatever it might be, new doors will open. And obviously I refer to in my new book, which has been recently published, Self-Education Equals Success and Income, is I refer to become the key that can unlock any door. And that happens by way of your network. Rather than rub shoulders, I paint the picture like this. Rather than rub shoulders with people who are 10 people who are earning 50,000 a year, there's that limitation of 50,000 a year. Go and rub shoulders with people who are earning 10 million a year. And as a result, you can earn a portion of that 10 million in the sense of they have a net worth of 10 million. Their business is doing very well. You partner with them, you joint venture, you are employed by them. And if your network, and they all have a very big net worth, they're multi-millionaires, whatever it might be, successful business owners, you have a chance to tap into that somehow and earn a portion of that. Whether you do deal sourcing, whether you go and find new products, whether you sell products for them, whether you work on a commission basis, whether you go into partnership, whether you offer time for them mentoring you, whatever it might be, your earning ability will grow dramatically from those that you rub shoulders with. So if you evaluate and really review who you're rubbing shoulders with now, what's their limitation? Are they all earning 20, 25,000 a year? Do they not want more? If not, perhaps review. There's nothing wrong with having friends and people to hang around with that, are happy just sort of doing one job and earning a salary. Absolutely fine. But if you want to grow, you want to scale, you want to grow your income, start rubbing shoulders and go out and meet people. And what I would say is if you haven't seen the video, go check out my video on how to find investors on LinkedIn. That's not just for investors, that's for business owners. LinkedIn is a key source where you can really grow your network. And I'm a big believer in LinkedIn. I've been using it for many years, and I'd say a good 60-70% of my network has all come through LinkedIn, which I now have fantastic relationships with. Number 2 is build your profile. So that's by collaboration. Be a person in demand. Get yourself out there. Be the face of the business that you want to lead, because that will then bring opportunity. Be the influencer within your industry. Learn to market yourself, brand yourself. And if you want to check out something and learn a little bit more about branding and marketing, actually there's a video recently, I'll include the link above me now, with Mark Wright, a good friend of mine, where we discuss everything marketing and branding. And what we touch on there is become the person who fronts your business. So whatever line of work you're going into or where you want to earn more money, become that person that people recognize your face and go, I want to work with them. Number 3 is become the expert. So whether that be, firstly, we need to let go of imposter syndrome. I talk more about that in some of my previous videos. And if you haven't checked it out already, go check out my book, Self-Education Equals Success and Income. I touch on the imposter syndrome and how we need to let that go. And that is available on Amazon. And that hopefully will give you a good push to become the expert that you need to earn more income. You can sell your knowledge. You could write a book by becoming an expert. If you read, listen, and constantly learn, whether that's reading a book or through Audible, you then have the chance to increase your income because you're becoming a person of expertise in a certain area. You are then able to say to someone, for my time and knowledge, I would be charging X amount. People will go to you to know the information that you have learned or that you've been applying over a certain period of time. So become that person who knows the industry that you're going into. Number 4, generate more time. So what do I mean by that? How many times have you booked in a meeting or a catch up with someone where you've turned around and said, I didn't really get much from that? Did you spend an hour or 2 hours doing something where you were just procrastinating and you lost time? Well, time is money. And what I've learned over a period of time is that I have to value every moment that I spend during a day on productivity or cash flow activities where I'm trying to generate new income. It has to be prioritized, and that comes down to your time management. And if you're not valuing your time, that is impacting how much you can earn. So really learn to understand what your income tasks are. You need to learn how to sell more, and obviously to learn how to sell, you're going to need the time to do that. If you're selling physical products or you're selling digital assets, you need the time to do so. You need the time to market, brand, everything like that, which we spoke about before. So learn to value your time. Number 5 is reduce your outgoings. This is a simple one. To increase your income, reduce what's going out. Live on less, invest the rest, as we say. So start going through your monthly outgoings. You know, what are you paying for at the moment, weekly or monthly, that you just do not use? What can you reduce in order to increase your income? Because what you need to do then is you then need to re-leverage that, and what was outgoing you need to pull back, and that needs to go into your smart money, your investments, your savings, whatever it might be, or back into your marketing, back into your business. So reducing your outgoings. And what we also want to look at here is old terminology. So for example, when we hear about building a business, the definition, and making more money, well, that's changed over time. It doesn't have to be that daunting thought of I'm building a business or I'm going to start marketing myself. That's not necessarily being on the radio. It doesn't mean being on the telly. All these old definitions of building a business, you know, having an office space, taking on employees, it's not that anymore. And if you wanted to kind of see an insight of how I started, well, if you hop onto my video 0 to 100K, I show you my first desk that I built, and it was far from anything fancy. You know, I had minimal overheads, and that's where you need to start out at, is be that one-man band and grow with a power team through virtual assistants, freelancers, part-time employees, but you grow organically. And again, this is all mentioned in my recent video with Mark Wright about marketing and branding, and go check it out because we really dive into this, is that the old definitions have changed and things are actually a lot more simpler in terms of actually building a business or a side hustle. We don't need to be so put off by thinking that we need this, we need an office, we need a limited company, because we do not need any of that. So building a business, what could that look like? YouTube, that is building a business. Many people will go, well, that's just you videoing yourself. Well, It's not. If we're approaching it as a business, we can monetize from YouTube. There are many videos out there showing the power of how much you can actually earn off of YouTube. Becoming a social media influencer, look at the power of what that has. Someone posts up a photo, it has thousands if not millions of views, and they get paid for that. So there are many ways to build a business. Online products, digital assets, whatever it might be, selling courses. These are all ways that we can all apply and achieve, but we need to go back to the 5 steps: becoming an expert, learning to sell, becoming the face of it, education, everything like that, before we start actually building that business. You know, growing a power team essentially comes from building your network. That's where that power team is. And I really believe the only limitation to our earning ability is the actual limitation that we set on ourselves, which is a shame because it's just a mindset shift that we need to get rid of. So focus on doing bigger deals, focus on doing bigger things, but keeping it simple at the same time. And go back to the 5 ways in which I suggested and I recommended to you, because they are very simple, and if you stick with them over the long term, they really pay off, especially building on your network. Because for me personally, working in investments, I can do a deal with a multi-millionaire and my earning ability is so much more, rather than working with a retail investor. So I'd always rather go big. But again, it started off very simple. I just built the relationships. Rather than spending too much time building relationships with retail investors, I thought, you know what, I'm just going to try and rub shoulders with multi-millionaires. It didn't take too much more. It may have taken a few more meetings, a few more breakfasts, stuff like that, but that's all it was to it. And now the earning ability has shot through the roof, and the exact same thing can happen for you. And again, if you want a bit of a kick up the bum and some examples and motivation, go check out my book on Amazon, Self-Education Equals Success and Income, and it'll give you everything you need to get started, and also suggest some ideas of earning a new income. And I hope this video offered some value, and if you did like it, please do hit the like and subscribe button. And until next time, I will catch you all very soon.